everyone, Alexandra here. So today I will show you exactly what I use to create virtual PDF files. So kind of like online magazines, brochures, ebooks, white papers, whatever you kind of want to create. So whether you're a business owner or a marketer or even just like a freelancer, this tool is specifically going to help you with creating interactive flipbooks. Now, I use Flipsnack because one, it's just super easy to use. Two, it has all of the features I need. And also, quite frankly, you've probably already seen Flipsnack around because just a lot of businesses use it. So, this also means that whoever's going to come across your own PDF files is probably familiar with actually using the interface. So, the interface, as you'll see, is essentially just like a magazine that's online. So for this tutorial, we are actually going to start creating a PDF file from scratch. You can also upload your own PDF just to kind of sort things around, add some more elements, make them more interactive. But let's just start everything from scratch. So the number one and most important thing to begin with is the actual format of your PDF file. So if you create a flipbook that's like an ebook or a white paper, so a bit more on the serious side, on the formal side, you might want to opt for an A4 type of document. However, I also recommend experimenting with formats. I've personally worked with SaaS companies that used a tabloid-like format for their own flipbooks in Flipsnack just to kind of make them, stand out a bit. So if, on the other hand, you want to promote, let's say, furniture, clothes, whatever that's a bit more on the design creative side, you might also want to try out the tabloid format or something like a presentation. So just to begin with, I will select the A4. Now, honestly, you probably don't even need this tutorial because everything is just so simple to use and interactive. So you probably have a rough idea of where to find things around, so we're just going to cover some of the basics as well as some of the more advanced features in here just to make sure that you're actually leveraging everything when creating your next flipbook. So just to get familiar, this right here with the page is your main dashboard or workboard. On the left side of the screen, you have all of your features and elements. You also have some extra, let's say, editing options for every element in here. And on the right side, you will have your layers. So kind of like in Photoshop, but much easier to use. So my recommendation is to start with a template. You can also look through all of the examples in here because you can create pretty much everything. Like, you have classic catalogs, brochures, magazines, reports, by the way, super handy for marketing, and lots of other types of content, including my favorite newsletters in case you just want to kind of send different formats to your prospects, customers, whatever. Now, for this tutorial, I'm just going to go with one of the featured templates. Let's just say this one. I just want to stress that even if you're going to be using a template, you still want to customize it just to make sure that you don't end up with other competitors or even students using the same template as you do. Note that there's actually a lot of templates, but it's just best to, stay safe. The thing is that, once you customize all of these, you are going to end up with unique content. So templates essentially just give you this opportunity to structure everything much faster so that you work and create this at a faster pace than you would if you were to manually create this. Obviously, start from a cover page and then to add new pages, just click on add new page. You might want like a table of contents, and then you can just proceed with choosing the pages as they're listed here, or kind of randomly opt for, whatever works best for your own needs. So I would prefer maybe to just list more products at the beginning instead of just having, images here and there. So this will be enough for now. Now, again, with the editor, you can literally just click on any element in here and it's like super easy to edit. but I'm actually going to go through all of these elements as they are listed in the editing box on the left side of the screen. So you will see that the first thing is actually links. That's because this is what you might omit, so you might forget to add them. So you can go to, for instance, one of your products and go and add something like a link element. So it's going to be this. Make it smaller, larger, change the color from here if you want to. And again, if you click on this, you can add a URL to the product, even a tooltip. So something like try now. And basically, if you go and preview this, when you go over the link here, so when a shopper is actually seeing this, they will actually be able to see the link as well. So this is like a bonus compared to traditional magazines. And of course, another option you have with links is to literally just add something like a next page link in here, just in case you're not sure if people are familiar with using this. Although it's pretty simple, I mean, this here is what a shopper will see. So you have your arrows on the left and right. So this is like super simple to use. You can also add a go to next page type of call to action link. But honestly, I believe everyone will know how to use this. So I would just stick with like simple things. And then you have also some fun type of let's say links. So for example, if this section here is selling a shirt, you can add a separate type of spotlight link, maybe on top here. And then for the tooltip, you can add something like click to see other outfits. And when you upload your spotlight image, so when people hover over this, they will see other outfit ideas or whatever else you want to promote. I mean, you can even use this for cross-selling products, whatever kind of idea you have. So it's very versatile in terms of linking. Now, going to the text section, of course, from here you can add your own text. You can even use these templates, which honestly I also recommend just to keep things visual. So you don't even need a designer for this. Again, you have everything in the tool. So you can also go to whatever text you want to edit, double click on it, and then you will have, your typical options like the font, sizing for it, even like styles, just to make sure you have like a logical structure to the page. And personally, I also like working with the letter spacing. Again, the tool is super fast to use, so you can just make quick changes and edit as you go. So if you're not convinced whether you want a specific style, again, you can just experiment with it, work with the line height, and it's really going to look great at the end. Next, we have photos. So again, you do want to use your own imagery, but just in case, you can always pull from a library of images. Again, this would be best if maybe you want to pair your own images with something else. So for example, I can pull this giraffe and I can add it. If you go to arrange here at the top, I can just move it back behind this image with the actual product. So you can actually mix the stock photos with whatever you have. You can then replace this with maybe flowers or whatever. Actually, this looks really nice if you ask me. So there's like a lot of room for, creativity in here. And then there's also videos. I am personally a huge fan of actually using videos, whether it's for clothes, for products of any kind, furniture. People still want to see it live in action. So as much as possible, try to always produce your own content, put it in here. It can be something like a catwalk with somebody wearing your clothes or whatever. Or you can even just replace this whole page with a video. Let me see if I can find something like a video related to fashion, just so we can get an idea of how this will look like. So I'm literally going to remove the image, zoom this out a bit, and personally, I'm just going to enlarge this. Ideally, just make sure you have a video in a vertical format or whatever you're going to use. And again, when people see this, they can just click on play and it looks like this basically. It's that extra touch to help people see the quality of your products. This works in any kind of industry. If you're in tech, for instance, you can just show how your product works, like how the interface or how a feature works. So it's just not limited to B2C. You can use it in B2B as well. Then you have the upload section. This is, again, if you just need to add an image or a video, you can just come in here, upload them here, and you will have them available at all times. Always make sure to label your images correctly, just so you can keep things in order, or you can build folders. You also have a separate section for video. This works, let's say, slightly differently. So one, you have this video call to action, if you want to call it. Again, people can just click on it, so you don't have the video playing here. You can maybe write something next to it, like see this product on the catwalk or whatever. Then you have the actual video widget where you show the product in action. And you also have some audio to it, by the way. This is nice if maybe you have, let's say, an influencer or an expert kind of giving a quote, or even just like a customer talking about your product. It's just great to have it in here for that extra social proof without adding the text. Now, of course, you can make these any kind of calls to action, whether it's the link or the video or the audios, just make them smaller so they don't take up the whole space. Then you have what I personally believe everyone forgets to add, interactions. So these can be things like a caption. So you can go in here and then write something like wear this during summer or whatever kind of tips you have for people. So they will click on the plus sign and get this extra text without you having to add it straight away on the page. Then you have like the product tag. This is perfect if you want to add like product descriptions, or for instance, in this case, you can use the product tag or even just like a simple tag. It depends on, exactly what you want to promote, but you can highlight the other clothes in the image. For example, yes, people might be interested in the shirt, but they might also want to buy this same exact pair of leggings. So you want to add the product description in here. You also have some other options like, slideshows. Again, the more creative you are, the better. So even with like a simple oversized t-shirt, just have different shots of how people can wear it, different outfits and so on, just as kind of like an extra incentive. Like, look, you can wear this in 100 ways. Buy it now and you won't regret it because you can actually use it often. Then, if you want to directly prompt people to make a purchase, you can use the shopping button. And so basically, this means you would have all of your shop settings in here, have all of your order options so that people can actually send an order via Flipsnack, so people can directly shop via your catalog. This is also great if maybe you don't yet have an e-commerce store, or you just want to sell some extra stuff via a catalog, or maybe you sell unique items or limited edition items, or just something that you want to gate and only make available to certain people. For interaction, you also have your typical like social links. Maybe just add them either at the top, or I honestly just add them most of the time at the end, kind of like in this example. Then we have some simple shapes. Honestly, this does need a dedicated section like here, because you just sometimes want to come in here, maybe pull this, change its color, send it to the background or whatever, and have something like this in here, just like an extra design element. You can also play with letters and just like messaging as well. So for example, this one, or whatever you want to work with. And there's actually a lot of options in here. Remember, you can always bring in your own designs as well. so that you can customize Flipsnack as much as you want to. So you can even work with a designer to create the creative deliverables, so kind of icons, images, graphics, illustrations, fonts even, and just bring them in here and just make it super easy to, first of all, to edit, because think of it, you create this once and then you can just reuse it as many times as possible. Come in, change the text, change the images, and you can just speed up your work like never before. Then you have automations. This is still in development, so I haven't used it that much, but essentially it will help you connect whatever product you have on your website to Flipsnack so that you can automate the whole catalog ebook creation process. So this will be like super easy for you to just, launch a new collection and instantly have a new catalog for that. Then you have tables. So this is like, if you're selling cars, any kind of product where you have maybe a more complex sizing, color wave, pricing, whatever, just create these tables, add them in here for all of those like extra details. You also have GIFs. Again, you can play with these as well. I'm personally not a fan of GIFs, so whatever. But instead of these, you can always just use videos as well. This would be cute if you create maybe like a newsletter. If this if GIFs just match your branding, this is perfect. So there's actually a lot of clothing brands, for instance, that sell to maybe younger audiences where you can leverage GIFs, maybe even on every single page. And then you also have charts, which I can just kind of show you a template to begin with, and then you can pull this via Google Sheets into your Flipbook. Now, Flipsnack is also one of the leading PDF creators for Flipbooks because of the sharing options. So, when you want to share this, you have a couple of options. You have just the option to make it public. If you have a catalog with your new product, you can keep it unlisted if you still want to edit it or work on it collaboratively with your team. You can lock it behind a password or keep it private. If, for instance, I'll actually give you a real life example. If you're a real estate company and maybe you have a document that's built strictly for customers or for an exclusive group of partners or whatever. In this case, you can still list the document out there, even on your website, but only people with access to it or with a password will actually be able to see it. So this gives you the option to create any kind of PDF flipbook document, in fact, you want. Again, when you click on share now, let's say you just save it like this. Click on save or update. And then you also have some extra sharing options. So you have a link in here. You have even the option to update the date when you've published this or change its publishing date just to keep it up to date or make it align with whatever event you have going on. You can always change the visibility of this. You also have some options for downloading this. And then the very handy distribution options across multiple channels from Facebook to X, Pinterest. You can even send an email with it. So, for example, you can create dedicated newsletters for a select group of people. Click on send email and add in here all of the email addresses. So, this to some extent does work like an email marketing service provider, except you don't have like advanced automation capabilities to it. And if you want to take things one step further, you can actually order printed copies. So you can print your catalogs. Of course, you're going to probably print less than the online distribution you're going to get, but it's always handy to also have this. I personally do support marketing outside of the online world as well, just because sometimes it helps you get in front of more qualified leads, if that makes sense. So, again, if you are a real estate agency, you can have a couple of these flip books actually printed. After you've created your flipbook, you also have some extra options in here from all of these details to the option of embedding this. So you can go and add it onto your website on a blog post or whatever. And then you also have statistics. So you get quite a lot of details to measure the effectiveness of these flipbooks. So you can see things like how many times people clicked on this. That's literally just how many times the flipbook was loaded. Then you can see the actual views. So a view is only counted when somebody interacts with your flipbook. So they've looked past the front cover. And then you have the average time spent on this. If you ask me, this is super valuable because it actually tells you if people are interested in your content. You can even check out the number of times readers downloaded a flipbook or the actual orders made from this flipbook alone. So this is perfect for e-commerce, for instance, because you don't have to use other attribution tracking tools as you get everything in here. And you can even get page level statistics. So this will help you optimize the future flipbooks you create. So for example, if somebody is not interested, not clicking on a specific product, you can either just change the products you promote, create new products to begin with, or just focus on different things in the future. And similarly, there's also like engagement statistics, devices and sources, and even views by location. So this is perfect if you want to grow your business, maybe enter a new market. And then on the left, you have again, this is just the option to send emails. Then you have the option to essentially, this is a GIF. This is perfect if you want to just like briefly show what the content of this flipbook look like. So you're going to take this, customize it and so on, select exactly which pages you want. Maybe you want everything. I don't recommend showing everything because this is the point. Like imagine you have an ebook. You're going to put this GIF on your landing page and people are going to get a bit of what's inside, but for the rest, they have to give you an email or just do something in order to get it. So this is perfect for promoting your content, your gated content, or just your products. And then you also have a QR code. So again, this is great if you want to use it maybe in your shop. If you don't want to print the catalogs, just add this QR code in your shop. People can scan it and see the catalog. So this is great in in any situation. If you're in SaaS, for instance, so in tech, let's say you have a webinar. At the end, you can add this instead of a link. People can scan it and access your ebook or whatever. I mean, you can even use Flipsnack to create just like freebies or free content or any kind of rewards in a shape of content. And this is it. It's really this easy to use the tool. Again, there is literally every option that you can imagine in here. And Flipsnack, in my opinion, excels because, beyond having all of the features you need, it actually helps you promote and keep track of the performance of your flipbooks as well as how much you're selling so that you're actually going to get insights into this. And again, it doesn't work just in e-commerce. You can use it for any kind of content to track the performance of it, element by element if possible. I will link the product in the description below. And if you have any other questions for me, please feel free to leave me a comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great rest of the day and see you in the next video.